Welcome back to the shop. Today we are working on a little bit of maintenance on my trailer. When I say we, I mean the royal we. These guys are going to be doing the maintenance. What we're going to do is we're going to be rotating the tires. I have 6 tires and wheels for this guy, so we're going to rotate these spares out onto one of the driveline axles, and the outside axle to the inside. We're going to lube up all of my suspension. Last year, before I started the channel, I went ahead and I upgraded everything on this trailer suspension-wise to a little more robust system, which you'll see here shortly. And then we're going to be testing out a new set of ramps for Bertha over here to get her butt up in the air to get the tail down a little bit better for getting the race car in the trailer for tomorrow's event. So let's jump right into it.
Okay, whoa. So for this video, my dad actually is letting me, and only me, edit this entire video for him. So leave a comment down below how you like the video. You know, just do that, help out the channel. So, you know, back to the video.
So to start, we have to get the spare tires out of the inside of the trailer, and I can show you my custom little mounts that I made that help to keep these things stored up and out of the way. I have steel walled or steel framed trailers, so I could have mounted these up high. I just don't like the idea that if something were to fail, they could fall down on whatever is in the trailer, be it my car or anything else. So I came up with a different idea. Check this out. So as you can tell in my trailer, I have E-track everywhere. Partially this was for when we used it to move from Washington to Arizona. This was our moving trailer for 3 trips, which was a lot of fun, and also for doing things like this. So I'm gonna have Judah go ahead and pull this tire off. And this clip pops out, and we can put that wherever we want. I made it green just so that it was easier to find and figure out where I wanted it. All right, Jay, you're gonna pull off the other one, and we're gonna get these guys outside. So to get the trailer up, we're gonna be using my jack and jack stand combo here, and then a secondary jack stand on the front of the axles. Judah's gonna go ahead and grab that bad boy. We're gonna get down under on the frame. There we go.
Just raise it up.
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and lift the jack stand portion up first, just before it touches. There you go. And see where you can find one of the pin locations and get the pin all the way through. Yep. Now we're just gonna jack until we get up off of the ground. JJ, can you grab the other jack stand to bring to the front side, please? There you go, go ahead and get that centered up there, bud. That looks pretty good, yep. Just like that. Now we're gonna start getting her off of the ground. And you can see the jack stand portion of the jack engaging as we're lifting up here. And the trailer is currently connected to my truck, so I'm not worried about it rolling away.
Just go till the tires are off?
Yes, sir, and then we'll have to lower it down onto one of the locks. It should be getting harder now, huh? There's more weight.
Yeah.
There we go. So now that we're off the ground, let's go until the yellow bar, or not the yellow, the silver bar there, yep, engages.
Okay, until it goes down.
Yep, once it drops, we know that we've locked in. Almost there. Almost. It's about ready. Go ahead and see if you can push it with your hand. It should go down at this point. We're pretty close to it. Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so from there,
Does
let's go
it have
ahead
to go
and
further?
switch. Well, let's go ahead and switch, and I'm gonna double check the jack stand up front for JJ. How's
right.
that one look up there, bud?
We got a little bit.
Okay.
We're so close to one more lock.
This will be our just in case jack then. That's the lock right there.
All right.
The back tire's off. Front tire's touching though, so we got to go up one more lock.
So we gotta go up by where I was.
Yeah, we were close.
Okay. Okay, I can see it's almost there. A little more. Perfect.
Right there. Okay, now we'll lower it down. Can you get that one more click up front?
I got it up there.
All right.
Okay. We're on the lock. So now we don't have to worry about the jack failing because we're on a jack stand.
We're close to touching, but no.
Okay. So then our front jack stand is going to be our emergency jack stand if for some reason this one were to fail. So the front of the trailer is being supported by the truck. The back is being supported by this jack stand.
All right, so now what we're looking for is to see if the, what's it called? The wheel bearing has any play. So we're gonna be grabbing right here in the little tread and moving it side to side. And these will go just a little bit, and that's good because that means they're able to rotate freely.
What we're gonna check for before they pull the wheels off, we don't have enough microphones for all of us, is we're gonna rotate them and we're looking for brake hang or squeal or drag. And I can hear that this wheel here is dragging just a little bit more than I would want compared to this one. So let's go ahead and we're gonna remove this wheel first and we'll start right here.
All right, so we're gonna be taking off the wheels with a cobalt brushless 24 volt max and a chrome vanadium 3/16. So now let's, I think that's the wrong way. Maybe that's just really, it's the right way, it's just really tight. Wow.
What did you call that socket? A chrome?
Chrome vanadium 3/16 is what it says.
Vanadium 3/16? Let's look closer.
Vanadium.
Chrome vanadium.
Oh,
Is
vanadium.
that a 1 before the 3?
13/16.
13/16. Yeah, 3/16 would be tiny. I'm gonna grab a marker and I can mark on the wheel when we rotated these.
Perfect.
So the last time I rotated the tires was when I noticed I had a pair of bubbles on one side, which probably means I caught a curb somewhere. So I bought new tires for the 2 that were bubbled, rotated them as spares. So I can find my paperwork, that'll tell me exactly when the last rotation was. What I shoot for is at least once a year. This trailer doesn't get a lot of mileage between storage and the racetrack and the house, just making little circles. So I'm not too terribly worried about getting these rotated more than once a year. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark on the tires that go into the trailer when we're doing this rotation. So I'll have a visual reference for next year.
Right here.
That, and I guess, well, I'll have this video too. That'll remind me. What day is today?
16.
16th?
I know for my chocolates.
All right, so that'll remind me. I rotated them on 12/16. And they'll be ready to go for next year. Woo! So to make sure that my hub is staying greased, there are conflicting opinions on how this should be done. Most people are gonna say, well, you have to pull the drum off, you have to repack the bearings by hand. And while I don't entirely disagree with that, I think that Dexter and Lippert and all the other axle manufacturers who make these quick lube axles might disagree. And those sayers that say you have to pull it off, they're saying this for good reason. If you don't lift the tire and wheel assembly up off of the ground and rotate as you're filling with grease, what can happen is you can pack the bearing in one location, and then if it's not pushing that grease around, it'll blow out the back and into your brakes, which is no good. So this is when I like to hit it with grease. Use my handy little locker here. And then my helper is going to rotate, and I'm just gonna give her a couple of pumps. And I'm looking inside here to see if I can see any of the grease coming through and pushing out. And in my case, these have plenty of grease already. So a couple of pumps, and I can see the grease down there that looks just as fresh as what's going in here. Like I said, my trailer doesn't get a whole lot of mileage, so it's not gonna take too much maintenance as far as the axles are concerned. Now we can get our cap popped back in there. There's no water, there's no nothing else going on in there. It looks good to me. And then let's take a peek down here at my actual suspension, and you can see the upgrades that I did last year. So what you can see here is this is just a cargo trailer, but I went ahead and I added the Dexter Easy Flex center cushion here. I added the Dexter heavy duty shackles with wet bolts at all locations. And then I went around with rust preventative paint and I hit everything to get it as protected as possible. So what we're gonna do now is, now that the wheel's off, I can get in here and I can clean around just so I can feel to make sure everything is in place. I'm not missing a nut or a bolt or something wacky somewhere. And then before I go to apply grease into any of these zerts, I want to make sure that they are clean on the front so that I'm not pushing any dirt into these suspension points. Then we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a little bit of grease to pop out. And there it is. You can see it coming out the back and the sides here. Gonna hit our next one. Make sure nobody's plugged. Coming out the back. And we know that this suspension point is lubed and ready for a little bit more service. So I'll go ahead and wipe any excess off the outside that I can. Double check around. The inside in here has my lube points for this bolt around the bushing. So these are bronze bushings in here instead of the plastic bushings that came on here. And this has been a great upgrade just for peace of mind that none of this is going to wear apart and fail prematurely. We'll get that other one when we pull that tire off. Roll this out and we'll lube up our rear just the same as the front. So one thing to check if you're using your trailer, especially off-road, or if you have a lot of really tight parking maneuvers where these axles might be fighting each other, is always check your suspension hangers right here at the frame connection. If you have really long hangers, or if you've lifted your trailer, or maybe it was just tall from the beginning, this goes for fifth wheels, tow behinds, everything of that sort. Double check your weld point around and just look for any surface or cracking, any rust spots inside of there. Mine all look really nice, so I'm pretty solid, I'm safe. But this would be a common failure point from the lateral forces on these axles when you're doing all that maneuvering, or if you're taking it off-road or doing something like that. Just food for thought, something to look at.
All right, so it's very important when we're putting the tire back on to put these lug nuts on by hand so we don't strip anything.
And how would we strip it?
We would strip it because it's going on so fast, it's just cutting new things.
Cutting new threads?
Yeah.
So those lug nuts are conical lug nuts. Which way is important that they go on?
This way. That way they...
The cone goes to the inside and it, do you think it helps center them?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you can also tell because you look at that and you see little cones in it.
Yeah, but throw me a lug, bud. I have worked on vehicles for a long time. Take a look, you can see the cone here, the flat side there. More than once, I've had a vehicle come in with the flat side in and the cone out because it looked pretty. That's definitely not the right way to do it. So take it from my 14-year-old here.
And we're also gonna
Cone goes in.
Put the torque wrench on number 1 because we don't want to hurt anything. Then once this is...
Well, this is only a torque wrench if your elbow has been calibrated to number 1. Has it been calibrated today?
I don't know, I'm gonna have to go into the shop.
Okay.
And then once this is back on the floor, we're gonna use that guy, the actual torque wrench, to get it torque.
That's right. All right, let's get this one on and then we'll get the other one off. So go ahead and lift from a lower point so you can see what you're doing and not shoving your face into the trailer.
I thought that was smart.
There you go. And then you're gonna have to rotate a little. You can see where they are. If you can get one to line up, you can get the other 5.
All right. So now we're gonna take this and stick it in here.
Nope, nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I know that was a joke.
Nope, nope, nope.
And we're...
Woo, you had me rolling there, man.
And then we're gonna just twist these.
All right, they don't have to go all the way. Just once they're started, you're solid.
Okay.
Now NASCAR style, you got 4 more. Zing, zing, zing.
That one's tight.
NASCAR, do they just stick it in the drill?
Well, in NASCAR, I think that all of them are
Little
inside
plastic
of the
things.
socket. They're not plastic. They have keepers in the socket so that one will pop out at a time, I think, or maybe a spring. It's pretty cool how they do that. Or perhaps they're attached to the wheel If you guys know how that works, drop down in the comments, let us know, because we're clueless. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, it looked like there was something in it, but it looks like it's just dirt. Yeah, you just got to squeeze a little tighter.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay, now since he has had his elbow calibrated, we're all good.
Yeah, we're solid. All right. So what you want to do is you want to go in a star pattern, so crisscross, one at a time, and just get 3 clicks. Click, click, click. Each one of those clicks is called either an ugga or a dugga. Yeah, so ugga dugga.
Okay,
Now, it's tight enough that when we drop it on the ground, we've probably got 30 or 40 foot-pounds of torque. If I recall correctly, this is either 100 or 110 foot-pounds that we're going to be torquing this to.
That's like taking a wrench and me standing on it times divided by 3.
So then
Amount of weight.
we're going to switch up microphones, and our cameraman is going to take the next wheel off. All right, we got helper number 2 jumping into action here. Remember, train them young, and then they'll have the skills forever. All right, so a couple of things are going on here, bud. Pull her off, double check that you're going the right direction on the gun, okay? And secondarily, you can double check your torque setting here.
Okay.
So put that up to number 3.
All right.
All right, now try, so put one hand on the tire to hold it in place.
Now it's extra strong.
Yep, now use your... And when you get really good at bringing those off, you can shoot them off into your buddy's face next door. Come on, you got a tool to take that off.
I know, but it was right there.
Not really, if it took that long.
There you go. Gentle fingers. See how crooked you are? You got to make sure it's straight. That's a heavy gun. Maybe throw a foot on the wheel and use 2 hands for the gun. There you go. Ah, it was already loose.
Just have to do the rest all by hand.
Yeah.
You have to. Or else you don't know if it came off all the way.
All right, pull that bad boy off. We'll get this one greased up and then get ready to put the other one on. That is a little crunchy. The drop.
There's dust falling out from the back.
Yeah, that's brake dust. It's probably desert dust too.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's definitely brake dust coming out. As the brakes wear, you're going to get metal from the drum, and you're going to get brake material from the pads, and it'll build up in there. Actually, the more I get all this extra debris out of there, the better it sounds. So I'm going to get a blowgun, see if I can't make a really big mess, and clean this up just a little bit. Okay, everybody hold your breath. Well, it's possible that this one was hanging a little bit. It rotates fine. Stick my head under there. See if I can see the adjuster. The adjusters, these are drop axles. So the center line of the hub is way up here. And unfortunately, the adjusters are behind this axle. I do have a brake spoon to try to get in there. Ow. Oh, that was pokey. These are not rubber. They're like a hard plastic. They do not want to come out. These are supposed to be self-adjusting brakes. They've definitely adjusted on the tight end.
And is that bad?
But they rotate just fine. You know what? I'm going to roll it. It's worked just fine like this for the last year. I've never noticed any of my hubs getting hot. I do check them.
And you're actually going to roll it because they roll.
This is true.
Oh my God.
All right. Judah, you ready to put your wheel on?
Yes, sir.
There you go. That was easier, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you adjust your gun back down to the number 1 torque setting. I'm gonna go check the little sticker for what our torque spec is. Get all those on by hand.
What's the current temperature?
I thought it showed the torque over there. It just shows my tire pressure. Going the wrong way.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's good practice.
Yeah.
That's a good perspective.
So next, we're going to lift up this jack to get it off of the lock, take out our secondary jack so that the trailer didn't fall on us, and then lower it down and torque the wheels on.
All right, so now we're gonna have to torque down the wheels. So here we have our torque wrench, and we're gonna torque the wheels to 110 foot-pounds. So the torque wrench is already adjusted to 110, you can see it right there. So then we gotta get our little socket off of this guy. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman. I can just push our button down, throw this on there.
Okay, and you're going to torque in a star pattern just like you were taking them on. And
That is correct. So
putting them on and taking them off.
I'm gonna stick it on right there, and I'm gonna
Make
go.
sure it's going the right way.
I'm gonna go until it clicks. So. Didn't want to go, but now we got them all to 110 foot-pounds.
Okay, so we're just gonna torque up this wheel, get the street side done so that we don't have to try and have the cameraman move around in the street, then we'll get back.
All right, so now what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be taking the spare tires, putting them in the spare tire slots in here. Then we're going to be cleaning up all of our little stuff like these door hinges, our emergency rollers. We're gonna be lubing those up, then we're gonna be lubing up little hinges like this so there's not as much squeaking. And then we're gonna load up the trailer and be off to the races.
Am I over the lip? Well, I'm looking at the splitter, and I don't think the splitter is going to line up. Make sure we're not going to park on any of the straps. Jay, can you throw some wheel chocks in, please? I don't know. Let's roll forward and see what happens. All right. Okay. So let's put the other ramps in. Okay. Round 2. Oh, is that when I hit the plywood? Let's go ahead and put all the ramps in. Well, as you can see, even with the new ramps on the truck, we still need the full ramps back here because there's enough things going on that we need to get up and over. So, a little backstory on why I replaced the ramps on the truck. The ramps I had before, we had quite the engaging experience at the last event. I had 2x6s on the front screwed into the ramps, and well, it was dark. Both of these guys were guiding me. I was still tired, and I rolled off the front of the ramps. The ramps broke off of the front, and 2 of the screws went into my tire on one side of the truck. Thankfully, it didn't puncture the tire. I caught it before it landed and I backed up onto the ramps. So at least with the plastic ramps on the truck now, I'm not going to puncture a tire so long as they don't break. They have a 13,000 pound rating. I almost shot one of them out already. I gotta be real gentle on the throttle. 1,000 foot-pounds of torque, that thing just wants to go. Let's get the car in. You want to open that door? If you're looking for a trailer, being able to do that, priceless. Ew! Ew! Every time. Right? Oh, rubber falling off the truck. You'd think we were pushing this thing hard or something. We can tighten tonight, that's fine. So race ramps, I know you're out there. You're probably not watching, but maybe somebody's watching that knows somebody at race ramps. If you want to sponsor a video so we don't have to lug these big wood ramps around, that'd be super swell. We need about 6.5 feet back here to get the approach angle right where we want it. You know what to do, come on. You hear how heavy these things are? Gosh. Let's get loaded up. Probably going to want to drop the truck down so that we're not stepping up 3 feet into the trailer. You good? Okay, nice and slow. These fit? Hey, they fit on the side, perfect. If you didn't notice, I've got my truck running on the high idle. I'm trying to encourage it to do a DPF cleaning because it's at 95% before my trip tomorrow. Sounds like the turbo spooled up for it. Squeal! On a side note, as of the filming of this video, we have a 2021 KO K2 230 for sale. Hit me up in the comments or shoot me an email if you have any questions about it. It's been a fun bike. JJ is a little sad to see it go, but he'll deal, he'll deal. We've got the seat off so that we can keep a battery tender on it because we do that with all the vehicles. All right, is that everything?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, the sun is blinding me, but it's not a billion degrees. What is it, guys? It's like
75.
72, 75. Yeah. It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I shut off all my work appointments for here through tomorrow so that we can have a good time at the track. Tomorrow we get to test our new sticky tires for the first time on autocross. We're wicked excited for that. We got everything lubed up on the trailer, good to go, and well, I guess the next video will be out on the track. So I hope you like this one. It was kind of a different way of going about it. I haven't done any videos in a little while after starting my new job, but hey, that's life. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, stick around till the end, watch the bloopers. Judah, are you gonna put any bloopers in it? Yes. Judah's gonna edit this video. This will be his first edit on my channel. He has his own channel over at JWolf Tech TV where he's doing tech reviews, Davinci editing, and photography. So if you're curious, take a look at that one. Again, you know what to do over there. Help my buddy out here. Get some likes, some subscribes. It'd really help him out. It'd make me look good as a dad. You know. We'll catch you later. Thanks for blocking the sun, buddy. Hey! Don't fall! So when we go to put a wheel on, we have to put the lug nuts by hand.